trucks to parachute planes. Let's see where we drift to. Buffers in reverse, road signs wrecked. It's Sim gaming time. Driving trains, trucks to parachute planes. Let's see where we drift to. Buffers in reverse, road signs wrecked. It's Sim gaming time. Time. Driving trains, gaining the stations, forgetting to stop. Driving through red lights, bad buffer stops. It's time for CK Sim Gaming. CK Sim Gaming. Time. CK Sim Gaming. Driving through stations, forgetting to stop. Driving through red lights, bad buffer stops. It's time for CK Sim Gaming.
Good afternoon and welcome to Train Sim Cookery. Today we're going to beat an egg. Well, actually, who knows if we're going to beat an egg or not, but we'll give it a go. So here we are, back in Train Simulator Classic, and we're going to be going to the Portsmouth Direct Line to try and, let's say, join together. Well, but yes, Egbert on his stream has recently been doing some career scenarios, and he's beginning to get in the score. So I just thought, well, maybe there's some ones that I've not actually driven myself, and so I can see if I can beat his score. Or let's see anyway. So hopefully that'll be cool. And there we go. I'm just checking my microphones, make sure it was working. Now I don't know if I want to do this scenario first though, because maybe there might be people that might not be in the stream just yet, but maybe after the first scenario. Now there is another scenario that I was thinking about playing on the South Wales main line. It's a set of workshop scenarios by Chris 5012 with the class 47. Just got to find the scenario. There we go. Old King Cole. He recently put these up on Workshop. So basically it's about a coal train, I think, and it's in 3 parts, and as you go. Yeah, we could give that one a go. That's if hopefully it'll all load up. We'll do this one first as a taster, and then obviously as the stream gets a little bit busier, then maybe I'll do one of the Egbert egg scenarios then. So this is part 1. Morning driver, a coal train was being loaded at Margam ore sidings. That loco has failed and been taken out of the siding by an 08. You start in the head shunt, double-headed. You will run around the train, collect it, load the last 4 wagons, proceed as far as Pencoed Loop. It is early morning, so have some great scenery. Oh, some great scenery. Note, in DTG, the yard speed is 5. To chivvy things along, we have increased those speeds to 15. Have fun, Nat and Chris. So yeah, set in the summer, 4:30, so we should be able to see the train hopefully, at the time. It's the Class 47 in BR green as well. It's quite an old livery. This will be probably, I don't know which DLC this came from, the BR green. I don't know if it was from the, I'm not sure, probably one of the old QG ones, or it could have been from another DLC later on. But anyway, we'll give it a go. It's 33 minutes, and then we'll see how things go. You know how good I am at shunting stuff. Let me just make sure the sound is legit as well. Last thing I want is for the sound to be very high volume. There we go. Right, that'll do. I don't want the simulator to be blasting your ears out. So here we are, morning, set up and proceed to Grange siding via All Siding 01. Okay, so put the headlights on. Are we actually connected up to this one? I think we are, aren't we? Let's have a look. Yeah, we are hooked up. So where do we need to go? Off we go. The broken down Class 47 has been removed. But has it been removed though? Or maybe they're talking about something else. Anyway, we can go via, let's have a look, what's the instructions? Go via Margan Oil Siding. Okay, we'll see how this goes. I'll probably mess this up, but there's nothing new there, is it? Hey. There's nothing new there. We'll probably mess up something. So we're supposed to go via siding 1. I'm hoping I don't have to take this one with me. Anyway, never mind. We'll find out. So where are we going anyway? Does it say we're going to go via? We got to stop at the okay. We got to stop at the siding up here. I still don't know if I'm supposed to be taking this train with me or not, though. Or whether or not it meant it was detached from the wagons. So we'll see. But yeah. Right, anyway, we're heading along to the siding in the Class 47. I've got many requests at the moment to do the horn. There we go. Always have sack loads. The wagons on our left are the ones we collect. Oh, I see. I see. So we're going to collect these wagons here. Okay. We're going to be collecting these wagons over there. Okie dokie then. Yeah, apparently this yard had a speed limit of 5, so I'm just sort of like, so it's been increased to 15. Egbert, hello. I'm just playing a filler scenario in at the moment because I didn't want to start straight away doing things and then there was nobody here to see, so I'm gonna do a scenario or two first before the main event. So we're playing some workshop scenarios. It's a 3-parter, and we're in a yard somewhere in Wales, and we've got to go back and pick these wagons up we've just gone past. Train Sim Cookery. Yeah, well, it's TSC, isn't it? Train Sim Cookery. Yeah. Right, anyway, we're just going to come up to the siding now. The thing is, I don't know if I'm supposed to be taking this train with me or not. I've got this 47 stuck on the back, but I don't know if I'm supposed to be taking it or not. I might not be supposed to be taking this, but ready, steady, honk. Oh, very good, very good. And as you can see, I've gone very, very well, long way past the siding there. you know, I just decided to go at least 3 miles past it. Hello, stupid phone app won't let me change from another channel. Oh dear. Is that the Lisa Wilbur at Night channel? Only trams. Only trams with Lisa. Change 1 point behind and collect the wagons. Right, okay, so we just need to change this point here. Why you can't do it, I don't know. I have to do everything for you, do I? There we go. That's what you do. You pull the handle there. Right. See how far we get on with this one. So we've got to give it a good yank. Yeah. Right, anyway, we're going back over here to connect up to these wagons. We've got this person patiently waiting for me to come past. These are the ha-ha wagons. I think these ones were set up as a bit of a joke. These wagons were originally. He's waiting eagerly. Oh, I'm speeding. Luckily we're not losing points here. Otherwise that wouldn't be good, would it? He's just looking at his watch going, oh, come on, hurry up. I haven't got all day here. I still think I'm supposed to have left that 47 behind it, but it didn't say that. It just worded it funny. I should have looked at the thumbnail for the scenario actually to see if it actually had 2 47s in it, but does it matter? Nah, not really. Yeah, I think I can slow down now. Well, it stayed on the rails, that's the main thing. Well, anyway, I really thought for a minute it was going to derail then. Oh dear. I honestly saw it come off the track and I thought, oh no. I'll have to start it again. But luckily we didn't have to. Now load the last 4 wagons. Oh dear. Your first wagon is in position. Oh, now we got to press T. Look at that. See, we can oh, okay, we've got to move it forward a bit, have we? Right. CK in the house. Yeah, I know, right? Anyway. Go a little bit forward. I think you can press T. I think. How's it work? I have to go slower. Oh god. Or was it like you got to put one over the top? Oh. I don't think it's loading it up properly. It's going all over the floor. Hang on a minute. I need to move these ones back a bit. Oh gosh, right. It's not as posh as TSW. In TSW you can do this the same. Oh god. Right, I know I'm supposed to be going the other way, but I kind of did mess this up. Or maybe it works under a certain speed. Let's see, can I do it? No. Yeah, unlike TSW, you can kind of load up my joysticks. My gamepad's vibrated like mad. Oh god, don't fall off my leg. Sorry, out loud. Just talking about my damn gamepad. Well, anyway, let's go a bit forward again. We'll go to the other end. Anyway, so yeah, we'll get this loaded. Get this done. Right. Who asked me to play these scenarios? Right, that'll do. You gonna work? There we go. Yeah. Now proceed via the knuckle yard. Oh, you couldn't just make this up, could you? Right, anyway, we're off to the knuckle yard now. Oh dear. It's a shame that Airspeed Live's not in here. He'd be very excited. Right, oh gosh, let's put my lights back on. Now, where is the siding then? Is it behind me? Oh, hang on a minute, I've just got to check something here. Because I might be going the wrong way here. I might have to reverse the whole way. Where are we? We're here. I think we got to go to... Where is it? Amalgam Grange siding. Oh, there. Okay. So we are going the right way then. Okay. Right. Let's get going again then. So yeah, as I said, free workshop scenarios from Chris5012. Old King Cole are the names of the scenarios, and they're in 3 parts. They join up together. You think you've an idea who the assembly instructions on my boxes are for them? What do you mean? Ah dear. Anyway, we're going to go past Mr. Standing by the track again. Just to wake him up. Dovetail orchestra is playing the drums in the background. Oh, okay. Now I get it to go via Knuckle Yard crossing. Right. Oh, I can see another train. Unfortunately, I'm probably running so late that I'm supposed to see that train, but I missed it. And the good news is that it's set at 4 o'clock in the morning, but it should get lighter. I'm just going to check that train out over there, actually. I don't want to miss it, because it looks quite a nice train coming along here. Oh, it's a little Royal Mail train. Imagine how much that would cost as a Hornby contest. Quite a bit of money. Depends how much those coaches would be each. Oh, looks like the police are waiting for us. Oh no, it's not the police, it's alright. I just thought for a minute it was. It's all good. Am I gone the wrong way? No, I'm all good. You want some of those Royal Mail coaches? What you mean in reality, or do you mean for Train Simulator? I'm guessing you mean as in railway. They keep their price. Yeah, I used to love that set years ago when I was a kid. The one you used to get a train set, and you used to have those Royal Mail ones, and you used to have that thing at the side of the track, and then you could like make it. You could then get it to like take your sacks and things as you went past. You know, with that little chute door thing that opens up. Okay, now we're going to go to... Yeah, exactly, yeah. We're going to go to Margam Upgoods branch. Oh, it's actually a shop then. I didn't know they had branches. Or was it a tree? Maybe we're going to go to a tree. A branch. Oh, there's no... Oh, look at that. It's like another Hornby train set from years ago. Do you remember this one? The working headlights. I think they're doing a retro version of it now. Oh my gosh, it's telling me I have to spat. That's terrible. They obviously know I'm playing this because it's telling me that I have to spat a signal next. CK, you're going to have to spat a signal. Wow. Oh, did you? Yeah, the Hornby Royal Mail set. Yeah. I'm trying to think. It came with, was it a steam loco as well at the front? I can't remember which steam loco it was. Was it like the Evening Star or something? I don't know if they did one with a diesel loco, but I'm sure it was with a steam engine, wasn't it? Right, it says I've got to spad a signal. Well, I didn't have to spad it that bad. Spad means you go past it. I didn't have to spad it. I just had to press tab when I got to it. So that's all good. Right, anyway, where are we going up to? Margam Upgoods branch. Yeah, I'm trying to think what steam loco was of it. Like I say, I had the Flying Scotsman one. My dad got when I was a kid. And I remember it was quite expensive at the time. And I had all the... I can't remember how many coaches it had. I think it had 4 coaches with it. I might have had 3. Those NLER coach things at the back. But most of the things he got were always, you know, separate stuff. But then he was mainly into N-gauge as well. Your next ground signal is behind the boxes. What, Katie's cardboard boxes? You will be held here until a down HST clears your path. Well, is that the one that's just come past like 2 minutes ago? This is how slow I am. It's like all the stuff that they talk about has already happened. Dear. I don't know. Not unless there's another HST that's supposed to be coming past, but you never know. I mean, it says that the signal's hidden behind these boxes, and I can see there's a couple of boxes coming up, although these don't look like cardboard boxes. So that was right. So all the main attractions you see in this scenario, they've already happened. Oh look, apparently there's somewhere coming up called Running Brake Test. That. Who said that workshop scenarios were rubbish? Terrible. Right. I mean, you know, you get good and bad in everything. Hey Noxie, morning, welcome. You're not too late today. I'm literally just going under this bridge and then I'm finishing the stream off. I've been streaming for 10 hours today so far. No, I'm joking. I've only just started this stream anyway. We're not far into it. Just picked up a couple of wagons. And we're heading off. I would say into the sunset, but it's but the sun's just coming up. Hey, Jordan's Railway Simulator. How are you? Nice to see you. Right, we're going to go via Margam up main line. And then we can go a little bit quicker. Can't remember what the speed limit on these wagons are. It's about 60, isn't it? Something like that. Go via running brake test. So we've Got a running brake test to do in a minute. How are you, Jordan, hope you're well. You passed signal PT316. Please do your running brake test. Power off. Apply your brakes and check all gauges are correct. We can do that. I mean, I wouldn't know whether the gauges are correct or not, but I suppose as I'm slowing down, I suppose it's all good. All brakes okay. Max speed for you today is 60. There you go. Oh, not too bad. Currently scripting a loco. Oh, are you? What kind of loco are you scripting? Is that for Train Simulator Classic? Good on you, my friend. I've been keeping the community going, bringing them add-ons out. Right, anyway, we can go up to 60. These are, just for those that just popped in, these are some workshop scenarios I'm playing. It's called Class 47 Old King Cole. It's by a workshop creator called Chris5012. He's also one of my viewers of the channel for a very long time. He makes up scenarios for workshop. This is a three-parter on the South Wales coastline, so the route between Swansea and Bristol. Oh, nice. Some of my viewers like steam engines. Might be something that Egbert might like. The BR standard 4NT had an extra features like headboards, lamps. Ah, cool. Sounds alright. That'll keep the old steam engine fans happy. I don't drive much steam myself, but I know there's a lot of people that do. I've got a few of the steam locos, but I just don't really stream them. I'm not very good at driving them. We pass under the M4 for the first of many times. It's a major route, 189 miles long. It runs east-west from London to Swansea. But there we go. We got Jeff in the scenario too. Oh, there you go. See, you've got a fan. Right, anyway, let's get up to 60, and then we're going to go via Afon Sin... Yeah. My Welsh is not very good, as you can tell. So just the Class 47 here, a couple of Class 47, some HAA wagons. I think these have got the various sound packs on. I think the 47's got the old AP 47 sound pack on it, and the wagons have got one of the AP wagon packs on the back as well. Nor is my English at times. You're so mean at times, aren't you? So mean and horrid. As my English is so bad, I'm hoping that I'm telling you how lovely you're complimenting me is. Looks like we've got a pile coming up. I wonder if the up line is called a pile up. We've got the pile industrial up. It sounds a bit like what's that? What's that thing? You know, when you pile industrial up. What's it called? Fly tipping. Egbert is omnipotent or omnipotent. What's this train doing? Is it just wants to sit there and then I don't know if it's supposed to be moving. Oh no, it's waiting at a signal. It's alright. I didn't see the signal until we got very close. I thought it was just sitting there. I thought maybe I was so late in this scenario now that all the trains that I was supposed to pass have already sort of stopped what they're doing up the track. Because that happens as well sometimes, you know. Sometimes I'm so late in scenarios that things that people put in I miss. We have a stiff climb up to Stormy. Although battered by west winds, this is not the reason it's called Stormy. I wonder why it's called Stormy then. The Stormy upline. Here we go. In 1150, a son of a man who fought at the Battle of Hastings was given the rights to the forest here. His name was Geoffrey. Geoffrey Sturmey. The rest is history. It is indeed. We know Geoffrey. Yeah, we know Geoffrey.
I like Geoffrey. He's a really, really nice man. He used to present with me long time ago in a TV show called Rainbow.
Well, that's very interesting there, George, yes. But anyway, we're currently in a preservation phase, hence why we've done the LSAL Class 47s. Oh, nice, done loads of stuff. That's cool. Very well done. I don't really contribute a lot to the train sim community. I just wreck things. That's basically all I do. We run down hills now towards Bridgend. Watch your speed. Why? Can we go faster? But CK, you didn't tell us you're on Rainbow. I wasn't. That was George. I'm not on Rainbow. But anyway. Hey, sometimes you got to break stuff to fix stuff. Yeah, I know. That's why Whitemead, who used to make scenarios, got fed up with me, because whenever I used to play his scenarios, I used to break them. That's why he got me to test them sometimes. Because then, at least when they went out to everybody, they might not break as much. But of course, that was in the later years. But no, I meant in my streams. I mean, I'm always derailing or something else happens. That's what I mean. I don't mean as in breaking your mods or add-ons or anything. I meant as in when I'm streaming, breaking things on the train. I'm definitely not one of those people that installs something, doesn't do it properly, and then screams and shouts and say, "Oh, this add-on, this mod's bugged. It doesn't work properly." Do you have all the requirements? Yes, I have all the requirements. Did you run the batch file that you were supposed to run when you installed it? What batch file? Oh, let me go look. Oh, yes. Oh, I've installed the batch file. Everything works now. Oh, thank you. Oh. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It's called testing. Yeah, exactly. Right, anyway. Sorry if I'm in one of these funny moods today. The main part of the scenario, though, is that Egbert, in his last couple of streams, has been doing career scenarios, and basically I thought, well, some of them I haven't even played myself, so I thought, well, I might play a couple of career scenarios that he's played recently, just to see if I can beat his score. Have you been watching me installing stuff? No, I don't need to watch install stuff. I just look on the forums and see everybody that comes on there and says, "Oh, I can't install this. Oh, I've got all of the requirements." Or something else. Oh, we're supposed to be doing 60 and I'm already speeding. I think it's just, I'm just trying to catch up with where I'm supposed to be. But anyway, this is a three-parter. I'm going to play part one, and then, which is about half an hour. Well, there's probably about 15 minutes left of it now. Then I'm going to go and play an Egbert scenario, and then we'll come back and do part two. So the first scenario I was going to play was one that Egbert played yesterday, which was on Portsmouth Direct, and it was called Joining Up or something like that. I'll see if I can beat his score. Us flight simmers never do stuff like that. Do stuff like what? Complain or test. But anyway, to our left, the GWR Sports and Social Club. See, I wouldn't know all this, you see, thanks to Chris 5012. Apparently the social club is just in over there somewhere. See, didn't know all that. I'm hoping he's going to say something like on the right in a moment. We're going to see, oh look, there's a... Egbert, every scenario I'm playing seems to have a steam engine in it at the minute. I don't know why. I didn't even know that was in it. Seems to be a common theme of everything I'm doing today. Seems to have a train with a steam engine in it. It just seems it's a bit weird today. I mean, I didn't even know this scenario had that in it. It seems like every scenario I'm playing, like Train Sim World 5, I had a steam engine going past. Now it's like here. Just can't cope. I think that was a Black 5, wasn't it? I think it was just like one of the Cujo assets anyway. Which is good. Right. Especially if it's just a train that's going past as AR, you know. You don't want to have to sometimes have an expensive train sim add-on just to have a train in it. Although, of course, as someone will tell you, you could just use RW tools or TS tools to swap it over. Yes, but if you don't know how those things work, it's a little bit difficult. Not everyone does. Right. CK Wibble. Barry Junction, sidings up. And then we got Tremaines. I don't know where the Tremaines are. Are they the tree remains? Chat's gone very dead. I think I'm putting everybody off again. I lose viewers quicker than Man United. Right. Then Man United does losing games. You'll be pulled into the Picoed loop for passing traffic. Right, we're going to be going into that loop. I think this might be where the scenario finishes and then they do a part 2, I think. Something like that. They're just small scenarios split up like half an hour each. I think it's just because you can then just play one, because half an hour is a good time to sometimes play a scenario. I think that's the reason why they do it, why Chris has done it that way, because he might have been able to have done it all in one go, but I think it's just you can just have it all split up. I think Irascible did that with one of his scenarios. He had like a long version of it once and then he split it up into 3 parts, because I think it was like 2 hours long or something, so I think he just split it up to make it easier for people to play. Because you know, saving the game's not always the best option to do. Sometimes mess up things. Right, anyway, we'll start to slow down for this passing loop. Do we go anywhere after the passing loop? Look at that, I've got all ticks as well. That's super. I like that, having all ticks. Yes, I think this is the stop point, and then part 2 will carry on from where we're stopping here. But we're going to play part 2 after we played an Egbert career scenario. That's the only one that I can think of, Egbert. I know you've played a few more, so if you can remember which ones you played, can you just let me know in chat at some point, just so that I can then pick the right ones? Now, there has been some career scenarios I've already played already, though. Like there was one you played the other week where you were driving in the Chatham main line. I've done that one before, but for some reason my score didn't show up on your stream. But I'm just hoping that if I do a scenario, the score is going to show up. Right, I'm supposed to be at 15 up here. Sometimes it's fun to go back and do it. Sometimes Captain Jenks and I used to do this. Sometimes Captain Jenks would play a scenario. Oh my gosh, that was a bit of a jolt, wasn't it? Imagine if I was going faster. Those of you that like mushrooms, there's a big mushroom championship going on again today. Champignons League, it's called. Let me just take another Just let me just have another glass of wine here. Right. Like I say, when we load up part 2 of the scenario, we'll see if this 47's on the back. Because, like I say, I still don't know if I was supposed to take it with me or not. I've just got this feeling that I wasn't supposed to take this 47 with me, but for some reason it's tagged along with me anyway. So we'll see in the next part whether or not I was supposed to have done, because it'll load up if it has. I feel like this scenario like I played before years ago, and I probably talked about it a gazillion times in the past, but when I wondered why the train wasn't accelerating and realised I had a shunter on the back I was dragging along with me. I was like, why is this train so slow? And there was this shunter stuck on the back of the train, which I was supposed to have disconnected, and I didn't. Well, I had disconnected it, but it somehow had connected itself back up again. And so I was dragging it along. I soon got rid of it, though, in my typical CK fashion. I decided to just detach it while I was driving, like you do. We never got to see what happened to those wagons today in Train Sim World, did we? I wonder if that caused chaos in the end. Probably did. In virtual memory. You know, that poor 47 heads off to somewhere, and it's only got like 4 wagons instead of like 15 wagons or whatever it was supposed to have been. And the shunter goes off to a yard with some coaches, and there's only like 1 coach on them. Or actually, no, it goes off without any coaches, doesn't it? Because I literally took them off. Right. Anyway, we're getting to this passing loop now. I don't know if it's actually gonna just end here or whether or not it's gonna let me see a train come past. I'm guessing that we'll probably wait for the train to come past in part 2, so part 2 will be soon. Gonna play a career scenario. I've got to see if I can beat an egg with Train Sim Cookery. Right. Thanks, driver. You now have a 15-minute book wait. We hope you enjoyed it and see you all in part 2. Wow, it's a good job I don't have a 15-minute book wait. Can you imagine that? Having to tell you all, you're all going to have to wait 15 minutes, and then I'd say, well, actually, it's not that long. It's only about 2 minutes, really, because I'm probably arrived 13 minutes late to start with. Right then, anyway, we'll just wait for this to come out of here, and then we'll go over to the very old Portsmouth Direct Line. Do a scenario with the class 444. When it actually gets there, come on, train ship, hurry up. Why is it the more stuff you have, the longer it takes for things to close down? There we go. 2 days later. Right. Let's go to the Portsmouth Direct Line. Bum 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 bum. Portsmouth Direct. Right, it's the 444. It was called Joined Together. Driver 444 from Hazelmere to Woking. Coupling to another service at Guildford. Hello, Powerhall Prime. Thanks for the follow. Hope you're well. Just playing a few careers, couple of career scenarios, and just some workshop ones as well. That's standard. Oh yeah, thank you. Thanks you for reminding me. You see, I'm not used to playing. I'm not used to playing them. See what I mean? If Egbert wasn't there, I'd have quite happily played the standard one and then reached the end and went, oh. Right, anyway, let's join together and see how we get on this one. I hope you're well, Powerhall Prime. Powerhall Prime, that sounds a bit like a Class 66 with a livery. Powerhall or something. Could be wrong. It might be something else. Could be an American loco or something. Right, anyway. Let's see how we get on. Join together in holy terror. Doesn't sound good. Good morning, driver. Today you'll be driving the 1739 stopping service to London Waterloo, but only as far as Woking. This train will call at Hazelmere, Whitley, Milford, Godalming, Farncombe, Guildford and Woking. You'll be joining another service at Guildford to form a 10-car service to London Waterloo. At Woking, another driver will be taking over. And that's all I could read because it just didn't last long enough and it basically vanished, but there we go. I'm sure when Egbert read that one out, he probably read it out so you could actually hear it all. But, right, here we are. So we're at Hazelmere. Very old route, this one. That's the same point you got up to, really? I've got no idea. Well, there goes that one. Right. Now that you have picked up passengers at Hazelmere, you will call at Whitley, Milford, Godalming, Farmcote, Guildford and Woking. Please be aware that you will need to wait for a train to pass in front before you can set off. Well, that's already gone past. So, yeah. What's the... Oh, no, hang on. Where's the signal button? Oh, no, it doesn't work on here. I bet there's like a secret thing. A very old route for old people. Yeah, probably. Right, let's sort the lights out. Here we go. Right. I think there was that a career scenario you did on Settle to Carlisle as well, Egbert? I got your pilot's license in FS 2024. I did horribly, but barely passed. Yeah, tell me about it. I took ages to try and even do the what was it, the circuit one, and then I just did the other one and passed it straight away. Right then, let's head off to Whitley. Let's go. Oh, look at that! I've got 150 points already. That's good. EU free. Imagine it if it had EWW as the thing. There's the horn. Yeah, a lot of people have gone back to 2020, to be honest, Katie, because, you know, a lot of the old planes they like to fly, they can't fly them in 2024. Plus the sim is a bit like, I don't know. It's a bit of a pain at the minute. It's a bit like how 2020 was when it first came out. It took a while for it to sort itself out, and the good thing is that 2020 now, you kind of, even though it still had its problems, at least it kind of run quite well and everything was all kind of settled in add-on wise. But there's a lot of people that have gone back to 2020, or they run both, but it depends, you know, it depends on what plane they want to fly. Then they'll go back to 2020 to fly a certain plane, and then if they want to do career mode stuff, they'll go to 2024 or whatever. I mean, it's like me at the minute, you know, the drifting streams I'm going to carry on doing in 2024 now, but other things I do offline, I go back to 2020 if I want to play certain planes or whatever. I'll be flying the 737 more from Friday again because of the sound pack that's coming out for the plane. Looks really good. It will probably get me back into the 737 again, because I've been flying more Airbus stuff recently. But anyway, that's another story. Yeah, that's the other thing, Noxie, is because because for years and years they've had keys that work for FSX and FS2004, you know, and everyone got used to those. And in 2024 they changed the key assignments. Now you can change those key assignments back to the old system if you want to. It's quite easy to do, but yeah, it is a little bit of a pain if you've been used to a set of keys over time and then suddenly they've changed it all. You know, like you're so used to pressing the F keys for flaps and stuff and the throttle and things, and then suddenly they've all disappeared, or you press the B key for the barometer and that's changed. As I said, you can go back to it, but then you find that there's new keyboard stuff that are in game that if you go back to the 2020, then you don't have some of the key commands that the new one has, like the going outside the airplane thing. You then have to try and make a new assignment for it and stuff like that. Probably just confusing everyone even more now. Right, anyway, Whitley is the next stop. When we due in there anyway? Oh, we got a little bit of time. Yeah, I mean, back in the day, when I started doing flight sim on PC, I think it was like the 90s, early 90s, when I started to play like FS4 and that for the first time on the PC. I didn't have a joystick or anything, because all the simulations I used to play on my Commodore 64 used to have a joystick with them, but for a PC you used to have game ports and all sorts of things. So I used to do a lot of my early flight simming, even driving games, with a keyboard and a mouse, having to use the cursor keys to turn the plane left and right and go up and down. But back then, even then, some of the planes that I used to fly, some had an autopilot anyway, but a lot of the planes like the Cessna and that didn't. So yeah, it was a bit of a... is this the AP version? If you mean AP version, it's a train. It's a very early AP sound pack. Yes, so it's basically where it's using the it's got a new sound set. It's still the same train, it's just applied different sounds to it. So it's not like the later AP packs that came out with this train, where they actually basically used a newer version of this train, because this is the train. Because the AP packs used a different version of the train later on and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just the sounds. Yes. In career scenarios, what happens is if the train actually changes itself, it will come up with an error when you start the scenario to tell you that the train's physics and that's been changed. So it's the same train more or less. It's just the sounds. Looks better. It's the same train. It is the same train. It's still very low textured. It might just be your settings on your laptop or whatever. I don't know. But this is quite a low. Look at the textures on that, for example. They're very low quality. So like this is the original Portsmouth Direct one. It could just be it just sounds different, or it could just be my stream is different. I don't know, but it's still the original. You wouldn't be able to play the career scenario. Oh my gosh, I'm going backwards. Right. The newer one has things like these screens do things, and you can click on these buttons and stuff. So that was the one that came with the newer version of Portsmouth Direct. Had that. And the newer one, I think, had an interior view as well, whereas this one doesn't. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to run this career scenario if you changed the train, because it would. Well, you could, but what it does is it doesn't. The scores don't count, and also it comes out of an error at the beginning. Something about tracks.bin file. Because that was to stop people from cheating, because otherwise, you could get a 47, change it to a 47 like the Super 47, and then you could like whiz along at high speed and never be late, and then you could get like top marks for a scenario. So because it's just the sound that's changed on this, whereas if Whereas if I tried to use the newer train from AP on this, it would basically wouldn't. It would just come up with an error. You could still run the scenario, but it wouldn't make the points count. Because that's why sometimes what happens is that with some AP sound packs in the past, they used to do things like the ones for the 319. They had scripting in as well. So then if you applied the AP sound pack to the 319, for example, and then went to run a 319 career scenario, it would tell you that the train had changed and that you couldn't, and then the scores wouldn't count if you played it. So then you'd have to take the sound pack away, and then if you wanted to play the career scenarios, you'd have to play it as in with the vanilla train without the sounds if you wanted to get the scores to save, if that makes sense. I'm going to stop quite far down the platform on this station because it's got I think it had like a level crossing that was very noisy, so if you stop down the far end, at least you don't hear that anymore, because otherwise what happens is when you go outside, you'll just hear a horrible level crossing sound that's really screechy. That's the only problem with this route, was the level crossings were really noisy on it. So if I come out here, should be fine, but if I go back a bit, you'll probably hear level crossing. There. See, now if I'd have parked my back of the train just here, then you would hear them, you see. So that's why I went down a bit further. See, it's here. See, it's like there's like a little... It's not too bad on this one, but if you're coming the other direction and you stop here, and that's all you hear when you park your train is that, and it's just like, shut up. Now that I've picked up, I think it says something about I go on to Godalming next. But yeah, it's the only level crossings are quite noisy on that route. Oh, that would be brilliant, Egbert, wouldn't it? Yeah, you know, like you get in like some of the driving games, a ghost. Oh, that would have been brilliant. Then you could like to see like a little version of you shooting off, and it would encourage you to speed, and then it would make you speed, and then you'd lose the score, and your mate would be going, "Yeah, I did it," you know, because obviously. But I think there was another one you played, wasn't it? Settle to Carlisle. Now I might have played that one in the past, but I'm not sure. I have played a few of the Settle to Carlisle ones, but I know there's some that are like in parts, so I don't know. I'm being very cautious now. I'm always very cautious in a career scenario, especially if I've got to try and get a good score. So I can see there's a 60 coming up, so I'm already very cautious about it. And also, you've got to be careful, because some of the really, really old career scenarios you couldn't get 1,000 points on, because 1,000 points wasn't the limit back then. As in, I think the limit was like 900 or 800. So if you ever get a scenario where the highest score you can ever get is like 700 or 800, and then you look in the scoreboard and see people that got 1,000 points, you know they're the people that hacked the scores to cheat, because the really early career scenarios, you know, 1,000 points wasn't like the ceiling back then. 158 part 1 and 2. So, you know, like 900 might have been the top. not even stopping at the markers, but at least it doesn't penalise you for that. I think that would be too bad if it penalised you for not stopping in exactly the right spot and took hundreds of points off you. I think more people would then throw their computer out the window if that was the case. Right, anyway, let's have a quick look over here. Just make sure there's no dodgy QR codes on those parking meters. Gotta be careful these days, you know. It'll be your fault, you know, if someone goes to a council parking meter, puts a dodgy QR code on it, and you accidentally use it, and they take loads of money out of you, and you still get a parking ticket. It'll be your fault. You know, it's not the council's fault. It's not their fault. You know, you should have been diligent. You know, you should have known. Right, now that you've picked up passengers at Godalming, you will call at Farncombe, Guildford and Woking. Right. I reckon it's reading those that makes you late. I reckon if you didn't have to read those things, I reckon you'd be on time more, because you spend about a minute reading them. I reckon that's to make you deliberately late. I've been along this line quite a few times. I wouldn't say I've been along here a lot of times, because it's not really a line that I go on a lot, but sometimes I have. But it's not. I mean, the most used railway lines I'd say for me that I've used in my life is probably the Arun Valley line, the Brighton Main Line and the West Coastway. They're the three lines that I've probably travelled on the most over time. So the line from Portsmouth to Brighton, and the line that goes from up through the Arun Valley, Horsham, Crawley, Pulborough, Billingshurst, Arundel, and then the Brighton line itself. The other lines not so much. Also for a little while the Thameslink line I used quite a bit, but not so much now. But yeah, this is the really old original sound pack for the 450. It was for the 350, the 444 and the 450, so it worked on all of those, and it just applied the sound to any dovetail route that was out at the time that had those trains in it. So this route, trying to think what other routes, the 350, I'm trying to think what route that was in at the time. There was a 350 for West Coast Main Line, Trent Valley, but they weren't allowed. AP weren't allowed to apply the sounds to that train. Wasn't allowed to touch it because of the EULA that Thompson Interactive have with their add-ons. Nobody was allowed to make any scenario packs or anything using that route, or edit the train sounds, or do anything with it. Don't forget the washing line. Oh, the washing line, yes, of course. Now that you've picked up passengers at Farncombe, right? I'm just skipping that because, like I say, it's making me late. If you want to see what it says, hopefully Egbert's got the text in his stream. Right, now apparently Guildford is where we got a couple up to some other trains. Cheat? I'm not cheating. I bet if I watch your stream back, you're probably going to say the same sort of thing. Oh, I'm not going to bother reading this out. I know you did that with a scenario the other week, whenever it was. You were playing it and you said, oh, I'm not reading these out anymore. Wasn't it a scenario that was telling you loads of facts as you were driving along? Oh, I'm not reading these out anymore. If you want to read them, feel free. You can watch back later and pause the stream if you want to read what they say. Yeah. Right. Kind of think what scenario it was now though, but it had loads of facts and info in it. The thing is, Irascible puts him in his scenarios. There is an option you can have on it to pause the game when the message board comes up. So Irascible used to insist that you used to have that option enabled when you played his scenarios, because obviously he used to have a lot of text to describe things. So, you know, it'd watch you play the scenario, and it'd basically like, oh, you haven't put that an option on. You better put that option on first. Oh, the Brum one, that was it, yes. It was the introduction to the WCML South, which was quite funny because it was the train that had the beep, beep, beep. And obviously, if it's your first time playing the route, how would you know about it? I mean, it doesn't even tell you in the manual, right? The line that's coming in on the right is the line from Gatwick Airport that goes through Reigate and Dorking North, I think it is. Is it Dorking North? Something like that. Right, we're coming in towards Guildford now because of the tunnels. Press L. Yeah, L doesn't do anything on this actually. See, this isn't posh enough to have a cab light. Oh, that's not a red light ahead, is it? Oh yeah, it probably is. Oh, that's interesting. There's a 166 in here. Oh yeah, that would make sense because back then people would have had all the QGU assets. You see, people that are playing this scenario, well, actually you can't go. It doesn't matter because you can't get this route now anyway. So what I'm about to say doesn't make any difference anyway. But you see, nowadays that would be an issue if you didn't have the QGU assets because you would you wouldn't be able to play that 166 then. I still don't know how that would work actually, because you'd still need the I don't know. Oh no, yeah, but that, oh, I don't know how it would work, but I think back then the route, doesn't matter. I'm just right. Anyway, we got to couple up to a train up here now. Right, according to that it says I've got to couple to the train first, so that's what we'll do. Just got to make sure I don't make too much of a jolt, because you know, I don't want to derail a train again or almost derail a train. Oh, that was close, but not close enough. I love that jolt, it's quite realistic. Now that you've coupled up to 44028, move to the front of the cab. Right. No, not that end. This end. Right. Egbert's favourite activity. What, coupling? Oh, I better put the lights back on. There we are. Right, what we got in here then? We got... See, what I liked about this route is there's a little milk float that you can drive around on here as well. If you've got this route and you've never played the milk float scenario, give it a go. It's quite fun. You have to drive a milk float around the streets. Buffering up. Fly anywhere in Europe. Yeah. I guess you missed that bit earlier, Katie, when I was talking about misplaced train freight or whatever it was. I just said we were talking about Creators Club liveries, and I said it's a shame that, you know, that there isn't anyone out there that you know who could do a Class 66 and some wagons with misplaced train freight. or some containers with your logo on the side of them. Now that you have picked up passengers at Guildford, you will call at Woking only. Right, that's nice. We're off to Woking. Yeah, this original route only went as far as Woking to Portsmouth. It didn't do the whole thing. And then later on, to showcase the 64-bit version of Train Sim, they brought out a new version of this route, which was a lot more memory intensive and resource intensive. And then they decided to get Whitemead to do a scenario to showcase the route, because they thought, well, if Whitemead's scenario can survive and not crash, then obviously this 64-bit thing is a success. Because Whitemead scenarios were very known to break a lot, because they were quite on the limit of a 32-bit environment. So Whitemead scenarios were great if you played them on the first play, but then if you played them like after you'd already played a couple of scenarios, they tended to not basically load up properly or crash, because there was quite a lot in them. Then he had the nickname given to him, Crashmead, which I know he didn't really like that much. Right, anyway, we're off to Woking. See, this is interesting. It says 900 points. Well, in that case, then if it's given me 150 at every station, then surely it should give me 1,050, but it won't. I bet it's only going to give like 100 or something for stopping at Woking. We got 5 hours anyway. 5 minutes. How long is it? No, 5 miles. Sorry, I don't even know what I'm talking about now. Hours, minutes, whatever. Well, anyway, something. five something. Yeah. I bet Egbert's sitting there going, look how cocky CK is. He even goes out of his train while he's driving. You know, I hope he gets a yellow signal, and he spads, and he loses loads of points. I can imagine what he's like. 5 hectares. Getting old is sad. No, but it's funny too, isn't it? We can all have a laugh about it. We can all have a laugh about it, can't we? Right. Wait till you're my age, and you won't be laughing about it. Well, I don't know. Who knows? I might still be streaming, and everyone will just be laughing at what the things I do. So I don't know. No. I mean, let's just say last few days I've been feeling pretty crap, but it's one reason why I haven't been streaming. But, you know, I thought, well, I'll stream today, and to be honest, I've had quite a lot of fun doing it. All the mistakes I'm doing, all the things that are happening. You know, nearly derailing them wagons in the scenario. Hello, Neko. How are you? Good to see you. Just trying out one of Egbert's career scenarios. That's why it's called Beating the Egg. He played some career scenarios the other day, so I'm just playing one of them to see if I can beat his score. Beating the Egg. So that'll be what that's about. Yeah. It's just Egbert beating the egg. How are you anyway? Hope you're well. Good to see you as always. Right, anyway, we'll start slowing down in a minute. Especially when you sit, your dog sit. Oh, sorry about it, Noxie. Hope you can get better. Bit of nasty weather around the States at the minute, isn't there? A lot of cold weather blasting a lot of areas. Snow. You can stay at 80 until the station. Wow. Oh. Well, I haven't even got there yet. I mean, who knows what happens? I mean, until I actually get to the station, Egbert, you know. But yeah, beating the egg. Bum bum bum. I mean, it's a good job there's not buffers at the end of this station, Egbert, because I might crash into them otherwise. And then that would be a nightmare, wouldn't it? But like I say, I've played quite a few of the Settled to Carlisle ones already. Got to be careful now. I've got to go quite far down the end because I've got 10 coaches, so it might penalise me now for being a few seconds late, which wouldn't surprise me. I've got to get in till the back of the train is in there. Oh, was it? Okay. Yeah, see, I'm a bit late here. Might penalise me. I might have lost some points here just for turning up half a minute late. Half an hour late. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what my score would be if I turned up half an hour late? It would probably be minus 252,000 points or something. Minus 252,000 points. Anyway, once we've done this one, I'm going to go back to part 2 of Old King Cole. I'll carry on from where I left off on that one. You have successfully arrived on time at Woking. Will now pass the keys to the next driver. See, I find that a bit weird, pass the keys. I'm sure you have your own set of master keys that you don't pass on to anybody. But just take your master key out and you'd say, right, driver, in you go. And then he's got his own set of keys, hasn't he? CK Sim Gaming is so organised today. What do you mean so organised? What do you mean? What, you mean like knowing what scenarios I'm playing next? Yeah, I know, right? I used to be like that in the past. I used to have like a little screen up that used to say what the route was and what the scenario was. I used to do everything to a plan, you know, like what some of them do now these days. You know, oh yes, we're playing this scenario and then this scenario. Whereas I'm just like, well, we'll just see what happens. Oh. So we got Neil TV, Twarog, CK, there's me, 1,000. Egbert, oh, you got 998. Oh, shit, I didn't realise it was that close. Captain Jenks, oh, there he is, 862. I don't know what he did. I don't know what he was doing when he was playing that scenario that day to get 862. You're trying to plan streams more, are you, Neko? Yeah. Yeah, I just don't tend to plan things much these days. It's like, oh, I'm going to stream today, and I just stream. I do feel sorry for Train Repairman, by the way. He's another guy that plays Train Sim a lot, and he recently found a little bug in Train Simulator Classic. He got so many XP points that it got to a limit, and then it took them all away, and it went to a minus number. So he reached the limit of how many XP points you could get in the game because he's played so much, and then it just basically deleted them all, and now he's on minus something XP. Because obviously Dovetail never realised that one day someone might get so many XP points it might actually reset. Last night you tried typing of the net. What's that? Typing of the net. What's that about? Sounds interesting. Right, anyway, let's go back to where we were at before. It's like Typing of the Dead, but with internet slang. I wouldn't even know what that is. Typing of the Dead. Walking Dead. I know what that is. I don't know. All you youngsters with your games, terrible. All your base are belong to us. Oh dear. These youngsters, I know, terrible. We were like it one day. Do you remember when we were an age, and then people would say to us, and we'd like, "God, who, what are you talking about? What?" Yeah. But hey, I'm very proud of you, Neko, especially when you went to Japan, did all those things. It's really cool, something you'll remember and treasure for the rest of your life. I'm sure you'll be back at Japan at some point as well in your lifetime as well. Last week, yeah. Right, anyway, let's go back to part 2 of Old King Cole by Chris 5012. Our journey towards Clan Wern continues. See, I can't even, don't even go there. An up train has passed you. Set up and proceed as signals allow. Your speed is still 60. You may have yellows to contend with. Oh dear. Enjoy the drive. All the best, Chris and Nat. I like that. It's like a greetings card, isn't it, at the end? Like when someone writes you a greetings card, they say, all the best, Chris and Nat. Well, we won't be doing the Goth Fest in New York now. Oh, you were going to go into a Goth Fest, were you? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you're not going now. Why was that? Was it weather? What was the reasons? Right, anyway, let's load this one up. Hey, hello, Rob. How are you? You just popped in just as I'm about to start a part 2 of a free parter by Chris 51-2. So workshop scenarios. Oh, AO Jet passport. Oh, okay, yeah, I understand now. Oh, that's sorry to hear that, Neko. Our journey continues towards Clan Wern. Set up and await your road, or whatever, right away. Right. Apparently we've got to sit here and wait. Now let's have a look. Oh, thank goodness for that. There is another 47 hooked up behind me. When I did part 1, I kept thinking, am I supposed to take this other 47 with me? A late-running engineering train ahead is holding you up. It will be pulled into the Miskin loop until you will chase yellows. Oh, I like chasing yellows. Maybe Japan 2026. That sounds alright. Something to aim for. Oh, we can go now. There's me rabbiting away. Let's get going, shall we? There's a nice another 47 just plonked in here. So yeah, these scenarios are quite nice. They're about half an hour long, so quite a nice length of time. So you can just play one, and then you can have a break or whatever. See, half an hour is quite nice scenario times, I think. Which is why I used to like the, well, still like the snack time scenarios that you can get sometimes. I was wondering why it was dark. Yeah, the first one was a little bit lighter. Hopefully it's not too dark for everyone though. The first one was set at 4 in the morning, but it's supposed to be set in summer, so, and I don't have the AP weather enhancement packs installed at the minute, so that probably affects the light a bit as well. Well, in fact though, the AP pack might make it even darker at this time of morning. I don't know, but it probably would be maybe about the same. I don't know, but the engineering train ahead is limited to your speed. Long gaps between signals, so use your discretion as to your speed. Watch those yellows. Yes, we will watch the yellows, no worries. But yeah, so the next scenario will probably be about just before 6 in the morning. So as I said, as the scenarios go on, it should be getting better light-wise. It's not too bad though. I don't think it's pitch black, is it? So yeah, this is on the South Wales coastal route, or South Wales Main Line as it got renamed to, I think. I think it was the version that was the unbranded version, wasn't it, that came out after the Arriva Trains thing, I think, if I remember. So the scenarios are for this route. My dad is now into Japan models after I bought him back a model from a used store. Oh, that's interesting. My dad was into models and stuff as well. I've been in the past here and there as well. I've sort of dabbled in it, collecting models and stuff. I've still got a lot of model planes from years ago, but they're not really worth anything though, sadly. But I didn't really get them for the investment. It was just because I liked them and collected them. It was all because one time I went on a flight as a kid, and then they used to sell their models on the plane in the duty-free cart, and then I used to find out the company that made those models, and so I used to collect them. So I either used to buy them from model shops when I saw them, or I used to order directly from the factory that used to make them in Scotland, where they were at the time. But they used to supply all the airlines like BA and all that, so every time you used to go on a plane in the duty-free trolley or in the in-flight magazine, they always used to have these model planes in the magazine that you used to buy. Just loads of those. But my dad sort of like collected like die-cast cars and buses and stuff. Still got a load of them. But as I said, when I was younger, it used to be like model railway stuff. But we had a lot of like model railway stuff from the 70s and 80s and that. But he got rid of quite a lot of it in his older years. We've just got to go at 60 along here, so I've just got to not be tempted by that other speed limit. I like some of the I think Chris, who made the scenario, Chris 5012, I think he put in a lot of markers along here, because when you're driving there's like things for like farm curves, so it's like a lot of the curves and that he's named them all and things. I think that's what he's done. I mean, I don't make scenarios myself, but I think that's probably what he's done. I don't think these places are named as normal on the route. I think this is where he's gone in and put those in. So sometimes you'll bring up messages about points of interest and stuff as well. So yeah, we have a descent now to Pontyclun. Brake check advised. Well, you know me. We don't need to do brake checks. we have buffers for things like brake checks, don't we? Although I don't know if there's going to be any buffers that are going to appear on the route. What exactly, Egbert? What breaks? Yeah, apart from eggshells. Apart from Humpty Dumpty. Oh, fell off the wall. But yeah, that sounds quite cool though, Neko, that you went there and then you bought something back for your dad and he loved it so much, so he wants to get more. Does anyone, any of you here have pop toys? Well, pop, whatever they're called, pops. I've got a few. It's interesting. I always watch videos, and it doesn't matter how rare the actual pop is. It depends on what the box is like. It seems it's like if the box has got a little dent in it. It doesn't matter about the pop toy in it. It's all about the dent on the box. So there's a tip for you: if you just collect pop boxes and not the toys and the actual pop figures inside, because obviously the figures aren't important. It's just the boxes. as long as you get a nice box, it doesn't matter if the pop toy's got like, you know, a big hole stabbed in the body, or it's melted or whatever. You can just say, well, the box is in good condition. That's all that matters. Exactly. Yeah. I know what you mean though, Neko. But I watched a video and this guy was like, oh yeah, this is like a very rare pop. And he's looking at the box and he's going, oh, there's a little bit of a dent here. Oh, that's going to decrease the value. And oh, this is going to do that. Oh, the pop protector wasn't very good. And I'm like thinking, well, what about the pop inside? Isn't that what's valuable? I mean, it's a bit like, imagine it, you know, if I sold my graphics card like 5 years from now and it's like burnt out, and I'll just go, well, I've still got the box is in mint condition, so as long as the box is in mint condition, I can still get like 400 quid for this graphics card, because it's not the graphics card that's important, it's just the box. AP Volenta Pack has been delayed. Volenta EP returns to sale for a limited period. Oh, that's interesting. Blimey. Must be delayed for quite a while if he's bringing the pack back out again. Because the mint, yeah, I know that, but it just makes me laugh, really. The loco you are driving was built at Brush Traction Crew Works. An engine as a Solzen was capable of 2,750 brake horsepower and built. Now, I've got an interesting book I got as a kid about the Brush locos, actually, in the 47. I used to get a lot of railway books when I was a kid, because I used to love reading books all the time. As I said to you in a previous stream, it was quite cool reading a book about the history of the Southern Electrics and the line and all the third rail and everything, and then seeing a picture of me in a book from when I was a kid sitting at Brighton Station that photographer had put in the book, and I didn't even know I was in it until I bought the book, and then was looking through the page and I thought, oh my god, there's me. There's a picture of me in the book when I was like a kid. I only have a couple because most are super generic. I have 5, I think. No, I was only just saying. But I mean, it's interesting though. I just kind of think it's a bit like, you know, like consoles or something, you know. It's a bit like if you had a really mint condition PlayStation console. You hardly ever used it, but the box that you bought in was in the loft and it got a bit tatty. So you took it somewhere to sell it. And you thought, well, a PlayStation in good condition, you know, I can sell for like, let's just pretend, you know, I can sell it for 150 quid. So you take it to the shop, and then he's like looking at the Xbox, you know, he's looking at your console. Oh yeah, this is in really good condition, but the box, the box has got quite a few dents in it. It's got a bit of a stain there on the corner. I'm afraid I can only offer you £10 for it. I'm afraid if the box was in a better condition, we'd take it off your hands for 150. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of like what it's like. Imagine it if cars. If a car came in a box, you know, I'm not talking about Matchbox cars, but I mean like full-size cars. Imagine if when you bought a car, it came in a box, and then your box got dented, and then you tried to sell your car years later, second-hand, and they're saying, well, the box it came in's a bit dented, so we can only offer you a £5 for your car. Oh, but anyway, going via Pont Sam. See, I'm going off on a thing again. But yeah, the thing is though, okay, you talk about the mint in sealed box crowd, but I mean the thing is, it doesn't seem to matter what the pop toy itself's like inside. You've just passed the Pont Sam hot axle box detector. Ah, very exciting. But it just seems to be, as long as the box is in good nick. Oh, there's that mail train again, Egbert. All the coaches going the other way. It's probably a different train though, of course. I can't remember what the one that was. Castle allotment curve. I like the way that he's named a lot of things, and there's a lot of things going on. He's put a few figures down here and there as well. As I said, these scenarios are quite cool because they're like half an hour long each, more or less. So yeah, these scenarios are by Chris5012. These are quite recent scenarios. I think the part 3 part only got released a day or two ago. Chris5012, one of my viewers from the past. I haven't seen him so much recently, but he used to be in the streams quite often. I think he's more of an evening person, which is probably why I don't really see so many people that I used to see in my streams in the past, because, you know, a lot of people tend to be about more in the evenings, don't they? So I don't tend to stream in the evenings now because I tend to be doing other things myself in the evenings. I wonder if anything's changed with the Valenta pack though, now he's re-released it. I wonder if he's going to add some of the things that some of the newer packs had. Or was it just going to be the same files, I suppose? You know, because like later packs he's updated and added things like AI horns on it. So I don't know if he's going to do things like AI horns on that one. He's probably not. It's probably just where if you want to have the AI horn stuff, you'll have to get the new Valenta pack when it comes out. Although I'll have to have a look in the update log just to see if it's any different from the one that I had before it went off sale in regards to the file itself, in case he's changed anything. I don't know if he might have gone back and changed some of the scenarios to add things in it, you know, because there's been a few packs that have come out since the scenarios have been out there. So I don't know if he's changed anything to do with that. I'm trying to think now. Like, what was it he's added recently? You know, like any pack that came out. You know, because he likes to swap stock about in scenarios, doesn't he? So he brings out a pack and then goes, oh yes, I'll change a whole load of scenarios now. Yeah, I mean AI trains and that. You know, like that's one thing I find though, is that the more AP packs come out, I just find that scenarios and the whole game just seems to slow down a lot more because of the textures that are being used in some of these trains and stuff are quite high res. Yeah, we're talking about you know, the AI. I mean, as in like the train services, Neko. You know, like. You know, like the 319 pack, for example, when that come out, AP went through and any packs that had the 319s in, you know, and he would change them over. Yeah, it's all right. It's probably caught me saying it off thingy, so. The AI horn, yeah, the AI horn. What I mean is basically in the latest packs he did this thing now, so that when a train's approaching the station or signal, the horn goes off on its own. It's something that some scenarios have done in the past, you know, that weren't AP, but you know, like just Trains did it with the Blackpool and the WCML routes for Train Sim World 5, you know, so when the train's about to pull out, it does a horn, and you can add markers in scenarios, so you can basically, when the train goes over a certain point, it can do a horn or something. That's all. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the AI thing, definitely. I mean, I know people myself. I mean, I've dabbled in AI imagery myself from time to time. I quite like it, but I also see the other side to it as well, and the effect, you know, because I know people that, you know, like artists or people that do that to earn a living, and then they see it as a threat. But all the things are for me, it's because for me, I can't personally draw very well. So if I can make an image up just by describing something, you know, and I can't draw, then it's quite a helpful thing for me. But I can see where obviously there's a lot of businesses that are starting to use it now. So obviously instead of hiring someone that can do something like make an artwork up, they're just doing it, you know, getting AI to do it. I can kind of see it from that angle, definitely. But for me personally, like if I want to knock up something just for fun, and I quite like it because I can't draw very well, so. But I mean, I'm not one of these people that would make AI stuff up and then sell it like some people do, you know. But I can see it from that side then. But I think, like everything, we just have to sort of get used to the fact that it's going to be here now, and we have to deal with it and what it does. You know, I use, for example, in Flight Sim, I'm using a lot of things, add-ons now that use like ChatGPT and stuff as ATC and things. You know, one of my streams I use a tour guide in some of my streams that tells me things as I'm flying along, and that's basically all AI generated. So the signaller will route you into Pengham Siding 1 until the route to Clanwern is clear. Okay, I think this is probably the end of part 2 as well coming up. I see that they're bringing AI a lot more into games now. I think there was that game demo recently, wasn't it? Well, it wasn't so recently now, but it's been out a while, where you could interact with people in game, and then there'd be like AI characters or whatever, and you could have conversations with them and things. You know, which I suppose is bad if your livelihood is basically doing voiceovers and characters for computer games, because obviously now it's like, well, we don't need you anymore, because you know, we can just use these instead. You know, I'm thinking of like GTA and all these other games that have actors, and lots of other games as well that have used voice actors for stuff. But then there's probably been, like, as I said, in the past as well, though, there's been, if you think back to years ago, to the 60s, 50s, 60s and 70s, there was a people that used to make a lot of models for movies, you know, cars, you know, miniatures, all sorts of things for special effects. And then the computer came along and everyone could suddenly do everything on a computer, you know, 3D models. So I mean, in a way, their livelihoods were kind of taken away from them as well, weren't they? You know, same thing with car construction when robots started coming along, and people that used to work on production lines with cars used to hand make cars. Of course, there are some places now that still hand make cars, but I mean, on general big production lines, everything was done by hand, and now then these robots come along and automate everything. So that's like AI in a way as well, isn't it? Taking away people's livelihoods. Oh, hang on a minute. Is that me? We've got a yellow now, haven't we? Yeah. Right, we're just going through Cardiff. It's when people don't care anymore if real art is being made. Like I say, you know, it's like I say, I've got a friend, and his work's been based on art for a long time, you know, and his daughter has been or did go through uni quite recently and was doing art, and she was doing things to do with art in uni and stuff. So of course all this AI stuff is a bit worrying for them, because they suddenly started worrying, well, you know, how am I going to get work doing things if if people are just going to rely on, you know, it all being sort of AI generated and stuff. But like I say, personally for me, I can't draw, so for me AI art is a nice thing, because I can sometimes think of things in my head, and then I can sort of like do images that are based on that because of the describing stuff in the text prompt. I mean, it's funny because I used to sometimes post some of my AI images up on Instagram, and sometimes I'd get messages from people, although I think they were just like fake messages or whatever, or just scammers or whatever, you know, trying to convince me to sell them to them as NFTs or whatever. Don't really get it all, but just ignored them. Yeah, exactly, because that's the thing, because it's to train it all, you have to get all the stuff, doesn't it? I mean, it's reading through all the reference, it's taking different styles and everything else to actually, you know, to make up to learn, to train it, so to speak. Gotta wait here a bit, I think. These companies with billions are saying the AI wouldn't be viable if they had to license the training. AI art is just copyright theft. A lot of companies are jumping onto it now too as well, though, aren't they? I mean, Adobe, for example, they use it a lot in their programs now. Nvidia using it a lot to sell cards that then help towards building like huge farms that people can use to generate things with AI, not just pictures, but a lot, you know, AI thing in general, and you know, even trying to sell a graphics card on the basis that AI helps make the frames smoother and helps make more frames in games and things. You know, like Adobe, it's like you have this thing where, you know, if you want to do things, even like if you want to edit, take something out of a photo, it's like you have to use credits, which is very annoying for me, this credit thing. You know, like if I'm losing Lightroom and stuff like that, and I'm doing things, and it'll say, oh, if you want to take something out of a photo, it'll use up credits, and you're just like, really? Or you could just use the tools yourself, probably. But that's the thing. I'm not good enough. So it's great if you're good enough to use those tools. But if you're not, what I mean is tools like, for example, if there's something in the photo that I want to just take out, you know, that's all. Or there's something that's annoying me in the photo, and I just want to remove it or something. And then you can use generative AI, and it looks at your picture and it looks at the background and goes, oh yes, we can add a little bit of shingle in the background here, or pay an illustrator. Well, that's the thing, pay an illustrator. Thing is though, like I've said, I've got friends that do illustrating that, and if I was like if I was writing a book and I was getting a budget for doing a book, I'd quite happily go to my mate that does book illustrations, and I'd say to him, look, you know, I want you to help do some illustrations for me. I wouldn't sit at home then and do them myself. I mean, if I could afford to pay for somebody, I would use somebody, definitely, because it's all coming from their head, their mind. It's their own little style that they come out with. you could learn. Right, anyway, Newtown Up Relief is next. Trying to think what scenario to do next. Is it on the I don't know. I might try one of the settle ones. Got to keep an eye on the time. The only trouble is with these scenarios is that the time goes so quick. Getting a pencil, yeah, getting those definitely. I remember, yeah, I mean, you know, that's like definitely a tool, isn't it? The old touch pens. I like some of the consists in here as well, some parcels and newspapers coming past with some of the old different paint schemes. Yeah, it is. It's a three-parter one, this is, Rob. So you literally just it's been split up into half-an-hour segments, so I think it's quite nice because obviously you can go off and do a half-an-hour segment if you want to, and then you can come back and do another half an hour when you want to, or you can do them all in one go, or you can just do them in your own time. But it's probably half-an-hour segments as well, just so that they can fit quite a lot of AI into each segment as well, if you know what I mean. Chris has done quite a few nice scenarios over time. Like I say, he was one of my older viewers that used to come in a lot. So they're all like all the workshops, so they don't like use a lot of, you know, it's just usual workshop sort of things, you know, in regards to assets and stuff. You don't need loads of like reskins and other things. It's just basically, as long as you got the routes in there that it needs for the rolling stock, you're kind of good to go and all set. So I think we're going to go in here, and then that'll be probably where part 3 starts from. So as I said, this is all on the South Wales coastal, well, South Wales main line I think it's called in it nowadays, but this is the, as I said, it's the unbranded version. So it's the version of the route that came after the Arriva stuff was taken away. But yeah, touch tablets and stuff, yeah, definitely. Little intercity swallow there. Sometimes I kind of like freight scenarios because sometimes they're just at a slower pace, aren't they? And you have to stop and start sometimes to wait for other trains to come past. So I don't mind them really. Because you always know you're always going to get stuck behind something, or your priority's always like not... You're not the top priority, so you've got to sit and wait sometimes for things to come past. But we're going to do part 3 after, but I'm going to have a break, so I'm going to play another scenario after this one. I just got to remember, hopefully Egbert's still about, because what I'm trying to do is just play some of the scenarios Egbert's played. There might have been another Portsmouth Direct Line scenario that Egbert's played as well. Yeah. Thanks driver, there will be a wait here until the issue at Clanwern is sorted out. See you all in part 3. We'll just get that going. As I said, the last part 3 of the scenario came out yesterday or today or the day before. It's called Old King Cole is the name of the scenario. And it's 3 parts to it. So as I said, Chris has been in my channel quite a bit in the past, and as I said, I don't really see him much these days, but a lot of it is because I don't probably stream in the evenings when a lot more people are about, so it's always nice to play people's scenarios and workshop and stuff. Right, anyway, so we've done that one. Yes, here we go. So it's on the South Wales main line. We've got to go back to career again. I've just got to try and check out something from... Now, settle to Carlisle ones. Now, Egbert was playing one of these the other day, so it's like the really old ones. I've done a few of these. So I think I've done part 1 and part 2. So, yeah. I don't think there's only Settle Down I haven't done, but I'm not playing a 100-minute scenario. Or any of these ones. An Uphill Struggle. What's this one? So I just wondered if there was another one that Egbert's might have played. Let's go back to Portsmouth Direct a minute. Because I know he's... Oh no, there was one you played. What was it on... Oh, what was that one you played? Was it on North Wales Coastal, Egbert? I don't know if he's still here. I don't even think he's here anymore. Wasn't it on here he played one? Wasn't there one you played with a Voyager in it? Wasn't it a Voyager one or something? Super Voyager. Was it one of these ones? Or was it on North Wales? It might be on the other North Wales Coastal, which is not the Virgin one, maybe? This one? I don't think he's here. Ah, but it was this one. He's played it already. Yeah, I think it might be this one he played because it was only 20 minutes. At the crack of dawn. Oh, I wish Egbert was here. Could tell me which one it was. Bum, 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 bum. Well, in that case, what I might do is I might just do part 3 then of that other one. We'll do part 3. And then I'll try and do it another time. So this one's the last part. We would join our train at Pengam Sidings for the final run into Clanwern. You'll have a few checks on the way and your max speed allowed is still 60. In this part you will be routed via some fast lines and slow lines. Enjoy the best drive, Nat and Chris. Right, so yeah, we'll just carry on with these. And then part 3 will be done, and then there you go. So if you want to see all 3 parts, they're all in this stream. Part 1 is at the beginning, then there was a bit of a gap to play a scenario on Portsmouth Direct. Right, set up and await the inbound ballast train to clear your path. Right, so let's get back on here again. So we were just sitting at this signal and waiting. So here's my train again, just a few HAA wagons. We've got an HST popping along in a moment. Once you get to Whites, move up to the Rumley River Bridge Junction side. And okay, well, we'll see. I want to watch these trains come past first. We got 2 Whites yet? No, we haven't got 2 Whites yet anyway, so that's all cool. Right, got an HST coming along over here. God, I think this train's got the old Valenta sound pack from AP on this one from years ago. Right, a lot of smoke and clag about. Right, we got the 2 rights now, so we can start heading off. So let's get going. Let's get going, shall we? So yeah, another half an hour or so, well, give or take, say 40 minutes because I'm driving. Looks like some 37s are coming along, puffing their way. Or was that 3 37s maybe? Oh, it's 3 of them, I think, isn't it? No. Yeah, it's 3. No, it's a 37, a 47 and a 37. There we go. If Carol Vorderman was here, she'd do the maths and tell me what the total was. Right, anyway, we better stop here because, yeah. Stop on this River Bridge Junction. What I might do actually at the end, you just have to give me a few minutes. I'll put a link into part 1 in, just so that you know where to get part 1 from. And then if you've not actually subscribed to Chris, then at least it'll mean that you'll get to his screen page, and then you'll be able to then subscribe or use his name to then see what other stuff that he's got in his workshop. So you can get part 2 and 3 if you want to try yourself, or any of the other scenarios that Chris has done as well. Short wait for one down pesky passenger train. Once the 175 passes, you press tab to spad the signal to gain 2 whites. At about 5:53 and 15. There, oh, look at that. Just like that, it comes past. Right then. So, we'll just do this then to get the path again. And then we'll be off once more. So we've got a large logo 47 on here as well. And we've got some HAA wagons behind. Right then, so carry on going. don't know where we end up actually. That's the good thing of not knowing, I suppose. I don't know if we end up near Bristol in the end or not. I don't know. I don't even know if we go down the Severn Tunnel Bridge or anything. I don't know where we the Severn Tunnel or anything. I don't know where we end up. The signal is now routing you up fast. When allowed, try to keep up to 60 so the signal does not get a headache. Well, it's me you're talking to here. I mean, I mean, if I get up to 60, who knows? Probably over 60. Probably going to have another thing come up on the screen in a minute telling me about this Capital Business Park, or it might just be telling me that all this over here is all the Capital Business Park is just over here. It might not need a thing to come up on the screen. It might just for me to read as a reference. Right. Oh, there we go. On our right, so we will soon pass the Rentlug, pronounce that, container terminal, major hub for rails. Takes trains to from Daventry, Felixstowe, London Gateway and Southampton every day. The old Class 70 scenarios. They're quite enjoyable as well, playing those Class 70s career scenarios that you get on some of these routes. I remember there was one that was a bit troublesome for a while, because when you used to go into Parkway and then end the scenario, it was like part of the wagon would stick out the back on the points, and then another train could crash into it. But I think they fixed it a long time ago, so it doesn't do it anymore. I remember when I first played it, it caught me out because I parked up there, and then all of a sudden I'm just sitting at the signal waiting for the little thing to go along to say that I've arrived, and then it suddenly said AI collision, and I looked at the back and there was like a train that ploughed into me because my back wagon was still sticking out a bit on the points. And then another time I tried it a little while later because Captain Jenkinson tried it, and then when I played it again it was fine. It's going back to like years though, when the route first came out though. I'm talking about the one, I think it was the original Brighton to Cardiff route, Bristol to Cardiff. Did I say Brighton to Cardiff? No, Bristol to Cardiff. Oh, we're only supposed to be doing 60. I'm so busy gossiping away. We're doing 70. I'm sorry about that. It's almost like I'm doing cheating. Better slow down. Look, I'm catching up with that train over there. Although I think the speed limit on that track's a little bit slower than 60 anyway. So yeah, that's better. I don't feel so bad now. Hey look, at least we can catch up with that train at a decent pace now, rather than being, let's have a look. What is it? What sort of train is it? Oh, it's a 47 as well. Bit of a race. I do like the 47s. These to me, when I was growing up, were always the posh trains, the 47s. The posh train, which I know seems very hard to believe, but there we are. posh train. You know, because I mean, you know, I didn't go anywhere where there was HSTs. Otherwise, they'd be my posh train. The HST instead. But yeah, 47 was my posh train. You know, if I was, because all the trains that I went on were either third rail EMUs or basically like a class 33 with some Mark 1 coaches, which went from Southampton, which from Portsmouth to Southampton, or on the weekends went from Brighton to Portsmouth. We will soon pass the new 25 kilovolt substation on our left for the new overheads, not yet shown on DGG. Well, I'm sure if someone wanted to put them in as an asset, they couldn't they? But anyway, what was I going to say? So yeah, the 47 used to come along. So if I was at Basingstoke, for example, or Southampton, and then there was always an intercity that would come in, say going from Bournemouth or Poole, or going the other way from up north down to Bournemouth or Poole, or Weymouth, or wherever. And there always used to be a 47. They always used to have like the intercity coaches with like Mark 2s on. You know, some would be like the older Mark 2As or whatever, and some of them would be like the Mark 2Es and Fs. And I used to see those, and I used to travel on them, and it was all air conditioned, and it was all suspension ride and everything. So to me, they were like the posh trains. Of course, they were always pulled by a 47, so it wasn't so much the loco, but even the loco could go quite fast. You know, it wasn't like a 33 that used to struggle. Another train would pass in here. Of course, I never used to go through Reading, so obviously, you know, I never used to see HSTs or the like. The signaller will be routing you via the up relief lines from whatever junction. Oh, oh no, that's missed a train. It's just come through again. Oh, spadded. My fault. Which one is that? I need to know what train that is. Which one is that? That's the oh, okay. The Woodhall. I like the I wonder what DLC that one's from, because obviously it's not. See, I do have some steam engines, you know. Right. Making me want to drive that one now. See what I mean though? Look, with these intercity coaches, that's a posh train. That's a posh train, right? What was that other train that I went past? Oh, it's another 47. 47's everywhere. Oh, is he slowing down for me? But yeah, the other thing I used to like was, I remember one time I went to Euston Station, and because my brother was going to Manchester, and it was back in the 80s, I guess, so it'd all be like 86s, 87s, etc. So they'd all be like in there. So that was my first time I ever went to Euston Station. I always just remember the big slopes to get down to the platforms there, and I had to wait for him to get a train. I think it was, we were meeting him up because me and my dad were in London anyway, and I think he was coming back from Manchester, or he was going to Manchester. I can't remember which way around it was, but I remember going there to watch him come or go. I just remember seeing them like 86s and that in there, because to me they were like posh trains again. You know, anything that was a loco with like intercity written on it was like the posh train. But of course, if you lived up north, then you'd see them all the time, so there would be nothing new to you really. But for me, they were like, oh, posh train. It's a bit like King's Cross, St Pancras, or I used to love, because they always used to have all the Deltics and the HSTs in there. It was so noisy in there as well. Can you imagine all those different locos in there? And St Pancras would have loads of like locos in as well. 45s or whatever, 31s I suppose, making a noise. So many different trains. I never actually went to Paddington until quite later on though. But the other London station I went to a few times as a kid. I remember going to Reading though one time in the 80s. I didn't go there very often. It was just because the travel card I use for a week, it used to only go up as far north as Basingstoke, so it used to cover a different area. So it would go all the way to like Salisbury, all the way to Weymouth and Bournemouth and that. But then you could only go up as far as Basingstoke. So I could do Basingstoke to Salisbury, so that was always good. So I could always get a class 50 from, say, Basingstoke to Salisbury. But one time I bought a ticket, just to return from Basingstoke to Reading, just so I could do a bit of train spotting at Reading once. So cool. All the trains that went through Reading at the time, the HSTs and the 47s and the freight trains and everything. But you used to see a lot of freight trains at Basingstoke anyway, because a lot used to come down from Reading. Oil tankers or containers or cars, transit vans, all sorts of things. And then of course the class 50s as well. They used to go towards Exeter and back to Waterloo. I used to have my little book out, which I used to get every year with all the train numbers in and all the names and everything, and then used to cross off any train that I saw. So of course over time I saw quite a few of the 50s. I didn't see all of them, sadly, but I got quite a lot of the 50s over time. Because obviously some got, had accidents and things. Looks like another TSW. There was one yesterday, Katie. I don't know if it's just the one from yesterday you're seeing or not, or whether or not there's been another one. Not unless it's a patch for something else. I'm not sure. I'll have to check later. But there was an update yesterday, which is one reason why I did the guard mode on the 142 today, because of that patch. Oh, have you? Okay. Oh, it must be a new one then. Yeah. It's because I've not really come off. I know the patches, they tend to come out, I don't know, about this time, don't they? About 3-4ish in the afternoon. So it's probably it might be a patch to a route. I don't know if it's I'll have to have a look at the notes later. Fortunately, I don't have them with me, so I don't know what's been patched. One patch I'm expecting at some point, though, is the one for the West Coast Main Line over Shap route from Just Trains, but I don't know when that patch is actually coming out. I mean, I know about the one yesterday. Because as I said, that's why I played a bit of the 142 today with the guard mode. I'm probably going too slow here, aren't I? Sort of I mean, there is a site that I go to on Discord that tells me when DTG update things, because normally they post on there. Just trying to look at it now. I can't see anything. TR right, the Usk yard still used for various freight movements. lot of good stuff in this scenario that I'm enjoying it. Like I say, it's just a little bit of a meander. I'm not exactly rushing. I know I should be, but you know me, I just treat it as if it's like a Sunday drive. I'll just go for a nice Sunday drive. No forward facing. I don't know then. No idea, Rob. Mystery. As I said, I know about the one yesterday, so I don't know. Afternoon folks, apologies for the ping. Players on Steam and PS4 may see a download come through shortly that we're pushing live. This is a small patch which includes back-end changes from the recent update and changes to support the release of that Ludwigsbahn next week. There are no public facing notes for this update. And then they posted another one to say, sorry for another ping, we're aware of an issue with New York Trenton guard mode. Devs are currently investigating this as it was likely included in the patch by mistake. We'll let you know when we have a further update. On the plus side, it appears that a fix for international rescue was included in the patch yesterday. We've had this confirmed on PS5 and PC. Right. So it's probably just to do with, you know, like sometimes when they bring a new route out, they add a few bits and pieces to prepare for when that route comes along. I don't know, but I'll have a look out for it anyway. See if anything showed up for me. Yeah, I can't see any updates for TSW5 myself. Just had a look. Apart from the one yesterday. What do we go off here? Oh yeah, I think this is the road. Oh yeah, I remember this one from the 70 scenarios. You go off down this little bit here, don't you? What they've done is they've changed the speed limit though in the scenario. I think he's changed it so the speed limit goes up to 25. I think that's just to make it a bit better for people. Bit like the part 1, I think, had a 5 mile an hour speed limit changed to 15. In DTG, the line speed here is very slow for straight line. We have amended it like we did in part 1. Use the Solzer. Yeah, so it's all good. I guess the scenario creator was like, oh, I don't really want to drive along here at 15. It just seems so pointless. You see, if I was making this, I'd be like, wow, we'll put it to 60 here. Yeah, just so that we can go faster and I can get more on time again. But yeah, I don't know. Go via the Monk's Ditch Bridge up. The Monk's Ditch. I like the sound of that. The Monk's Ditch. I got talking about that German route. I need to watch the preview stream of it. I do like German stuff. It'd be interesting to see what's a bit of like what it's about. See what layers they've got in there and stuff. I think that the TSW add-ons I'm looking forward to the most at the minute, I think mainly is the German route. And then the cargo line packs, the rail tour pack that they're bringing out, and then the Just Trains 86 and the coaches thing at the minute. Oh, and the North London line as well, that's the other one. Even though it's short, it's because it's not short really. It's short, but because there's so many stations and the length of time, I think it still takes about an hour, drive one into other, or 45 minutes or whatever. And plus it'll be another layer, so then you'll get some 378s in. So yeah, seems alright. And then it links to another route as well, doesn't it, for a bit of route hopping? Well, actually it links to 2 routes, I think, doesn't it? It links to the Goblin and also the WCML South. So that's alright. We approach the crossover into the arrival yard, 10 mph racks. I know the UW route is taking a while, but they are part-time devs. The UW route, is that the Japanese one, Neko? Is that the one you mean? Yeah, that'll be right when it comes out. I know that there's a train sim company that makes simulators in Japan. I know their simulators are quite popular in Japan domestically. I mean the games that they make. But I've noticed their routes have started to come out on Steam a lot more. They're like streamed video routes though. They're a bit like a route where you're kind of driving along to a video. But apparently they're quite popular in Japan, and there's a lot of routes and that. But they're quite expensive though. I was looking. You know, you buy a route and then there's like lots of other ones. Yeah. I saw someone stream one on Twitch the other week. You know, it's a bit like that train operator. I think it's 377. So you're sort of driving along to a video as you're going. Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was BVE. Yeah. We were talking about BVE the other day, actually, in Open BVE. We were kind of talking about the old routes that they used to play. I think it's because we were talking about West Coast Main Line South, and then we were talking about the Open BVE route that you used to get for that. You know, that used to went from Watford Junction to Milton Keynes. BVE route and stuff. I think, like I say, I think he had his own reasons to do it, and I think part of it was maybe he just thought, well, it's a straight line, and you know, why don't you go a bit faster along here? It was just, you know, someone's personal choice. You know, in part 1 they did the same thing because there was a yard that you could go along in, but the speed limit in the yard was 5. So he thought, well, he'll put the speed limit up to 15 just so that you don't sort of go along at 5 mile an hour. The thing is, if you want to go along at 5 mile an hour, there's nothing to stop you. It's just that, you know, there's a lot of people that might go, oh, why do we have to go at 5 mile an hour, Leah? Why can't we go a bit faster? But at the end of the day, it's not like a career scenario. It doesn't take points off you. So if you just turn this down anyway and just went at whatever speed, it wouldn't really make any difference, did it? Because you're not going to see that flashing thing on the HUD to tell you being very naughty and you're speeding. I mean, you know. Yeah, well, I'm sure Chris had his reasons. It's a shame that Chris isn't here, and then I could ask him, but I can guess why. You sometimes get it on West Coast Mainline over chat video scenarios, don't you, as well? It's like sometimes because there's two like speed limits, isn't it, on that route? So you get like the speed limits that tilting trains can do, and you get the speed limits that the you know, the other trains can do, and you sometimes get scenarios and they've obviously got the wrong line speed in it, so you're going along in like a 47 and it's got all the speed limits for like what the Pendolino should be doing, or a tilting train, or whatever, or vice versa. You know, you could end up doing something and then it's like got the other ones. Right, I think we got to stop here actually. This might be the end actually. Is it half an hour gone already? Blimey, that was quick. Maybe they knew I was going to drive it, Rob, and they thought they were helping me out by making me arrive on time a bit better. Thanks, driver. The 2-yard pilots now take over. You will have a taxi back to Newport. Oh, that's nice. From there, you will ride the cushions back to the depot at Port Talbot. We hope you have enjoyed all 3 parts. Happy driving, Chris and Nat. Like I say, it's like reading the greetings card, isn't it? Happy driving, Chris and Nat. Right, back to a career scenario then. What are we doing for time? Oh, 3:30. That's alright. I might not do another career scenario today, because I don't think Egbert's here. So I might just do another, I'm trying to think where to do a scenario on. Do you know what? I haven't driven the Riviera line for a while. So maybe I'll do a career scenario on the Riviera line. Just as I'm doing career scenarios. There must be a career scenario on the Riviera line I haven't done. I haven't played that route for a while either. Thanks for filling my afternoon with good wholesome content. No worries, Rob. No worries. Like I say, I will be posting that link on Fun Workshop. Actually, maybe I should do it now while we're here. Hold on a second. Let me just put the Be Right Back screen up a minute. And you can, while I'm doing that, I'm just going to pop into Workshop and just post a link to at least the first part, so that if you ever want to get the other parts, at least you've got something to start from. But you just have to bear with me while I find it again. Then I can post them in chat. I'm guessing that's for Rob, is it? The looking in last night thing. Right. Oh, here we go. That was easy. Right. Let's see. Let's just get the link for this coming up in a minute. There is a lot of other scenarios that Chris has done over time as well. There we go. I think that's that. Right, let's just open up Twitch. And then I can post this in chat. And then if you want to have a look at the scenarios, you can. If you don't, well, no worries. But at least I'll post the link in here anyway, so you can look at it. There you go. Hopefully that will take you to the right place. For me, it's taking me to Old King Cole, part 1 of 3. As I said, it's part of Chris 5012's workshop. He's got 25 pages of scenarios, so he's got, what, 220 scenarios on here. The earliest scenario, I think, is from, let's have a look, 2019. Yes, there's quite a few years worth there. So might find something interesting anyway. Let's come back out of here. But as I said, it's got part 1 there, but you can go to his workshop and then you can download the other 2 parts if you wish, if you want to give them a try. I'm just going to have a look at careers for the Riviera line, because I haven't played a lot of these. As I said, I don't tend to play a lot of career scenarios, so there's probably some that I haven't done. That I have. Storm consequences. Let's see what we got here. What we got in here? Oh, I might try this one. The Class 52. So I'm going to put the screen back up. Don't panic, everyone. I know that you can't see it. Right, anyway. I might do this one. Class 52. Chocolate and cream. I've already done one of them before. But these are the scenarios that come with the Western Hydraulics pack. Chocolate and cream. Class 52 maroon yellow panel. It's 40 minutes, that'll do. At the end of a long rail tour from Paddington, your locomotive is to haul its train over the world-famous Dawlish sea wall. Well, I hope it's going to not go over the sea wall. That's the last thing you want it to do, is go over the sea wall, isn't it? But yes, we know what it means. Finish the last leg of this tour with a stop-in service to Newton Abbot. It's set in the spring, clear, 1855. It should be alright. Right, let's give this one a go. And then Egbert, if you got Western Hydraulics pack, then you can give this scenario a go yourself and then see if you can beat my score. Right, here we go. Oh, it's one of these scenarios that has all the camera views and angles to start off with. Timetable service is running ahead of us, holding our departure from Exeter. We'll hopefully be permitted to pass it at Dawlish Roman, though. Keep an eye on the signal for clearance to proceed. Oh yeah, I think I've got the AP sound pack installed on there. Right, can I open these windows? I can't remember if I can or not. I don't know if I can I? Doesn't matter. Have I got the lights on? Let's see if I can get rid of that glow a bit. Oh no, I don't want them lights on. Come on, there we are. I love the desk on here. It's mad, isn't it? It's just like huge. The other one I like is at the 35, and you have the pasty on it. You can mess about with. Right. Anyway, let's. Oh, the brakes were released. Okay, that's cool. Right. I'm sure the windows opened on this, didn't they? Or am I just imagining it? Maybe I just imagined that the windows opened. No! Anyway. You remember one of these coming through on the tour while a pair of 158s? Now you speak Malingo. Ah, see? Yeah, well, I thought, well, I haven't played Riviera Line, and I was scrolling through the scenarios, and there was like Pacers, and I thought, no, just... There was a couple for the 52. I'd already played one of them. So I thought, well, I'll play this one. Can't go wrong. The Northern Western Champion. And the 159 guard saying they were being held up for what they thought was a warship. Oh, thanks, Rob. You see, I don't know what I'd do about you lot in here sometimes. We're going to be late already. See, Egbert, you got a chance now. You know why? It's because I see these trains with these doors. I think, well, people can open them doors themselves. You know, why should I have to open them for them? What do you think I am? Their chauffeur. They're not really opening anyway, are they? Why aren't the doors opening? Oh, there we go. Hey, Egbert. Got a scenario for you to try. Although, whether or not, you know, you might have a head start. Look, we've already got a yellow. Oh, we can go. We didn't have to open the doors. It says... Oh, okay. Oh, we'd already done that. Okay. Never mind. Are the doors closed now? I think we can go. Right. Yeah, we're off. Right, we're going to be late, so this is a perfect opportunity for you, Egbert. St. Thomas next one. Yeah. Oh dear, here we go. Nothing changes, does it? Right, anyway. I'll go away for a while and look what happens. I know. I know. Right, anyway, I'm playing a scenario on River Airline. It's a career scenario. It's with the Western Hydraulics pack. I don't know if you've got that one, Egbert. But if you do, there's a Class 52 scenario in there called the Chocolate and Cream. So if you want to try and beat the score, you feel free. We haven't got to the end yet. So we've only just started, obviously. Yeah. Oh, we're due there. We're due there at. Yeah, we're due there already. So I'm going to get penalised quite a lot. I think I'm probably going to get minus 20,000 points for being late now. So you might have a good chance on this one. You see, I could be mean and say, oh, I'm going to redo it again because we've only just started, and I'll restart it and do it from scratch. But no, a challenge? No, it's not really a challenge. It's up to you, you know. Just it's not a challenge. I mean, if it was a challenge, you know, I wouldn't mess about. I wouldn't be sitting there going, oh, I'll give Egbert a chance. Or arrive late 5 minutes at the first stop just so that I have so many points deducted. You know, Egbert's going to win anyway. A bit of fun, banter, yes. I suppose in a way it is, but anyway. Right, anyway, we're coming up to Exeter St Thomas. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong Thomas, isn't it? I wonder if everyone's got over that already. Well, not everyone. Not everyone was upset about it, but I've already said my thoughts about it, and as I said, it's up to Dovetail what they want to do. If they want... I just said if I was a business and basically Mattel came running to me and said, oh, we got a character, a very famous, well-known character, we want you to do a game with us with it in, I'd be like going, yes, yes, please. Right, anyway, here we are at Exeter St Thomas. Here we go, right. How many coaches could get in here, by the way? Oh, if you're at the back of the train, well, somebody's going to have to walk a bit. I'm trying to think, in the Riviera in the 50s, didn't this station have like a roof on it, if I remember? A roof that went over the top. Like a canopy type thing. I think it did, didn't it? Oh no, -6. No way. They've taken 6 points off me already. No. Oh dear. Well, we're going to have to speed now. Just to get to Starcross. Oh, rub your hands in excitement, Egbert. I think this could be an easy one for you. I might have to redo this one at some point. Yeah, exactly. You might have a chance. Yeah. Right. Yeah, don't rub too hard. The genie might appear and you might have to make 3 wishes. Right, anyway. You see, I'd cheat though if I was like that. You know, I was saying that to someone the other day. If the genie, if I had 3 wishes on the genie, I'd basically, the first wish would be, right, I wish I had like 1,000,000 more wishes. You know. I mean, why do you need to have 3 wishes when you could just wish even more of them? I wish that I could have 1,000,000 more wishes. You have now 1,000,002 wishes to do. Oh, I wish I could have another 1,000,000 more wishes on top of that. Yeah. But you know, luckily that won't ever happen. Right, anyway, let's go up to Starcross. We're doing 75. Well, we will be. We can go up to 100. I think these must be the coaches that come with the Western Hydraulics pack, I think, aren't they? Or maybe it's Riviera Line in the 50s. I can't remember. I'm sure these coaches come with something. There's so many coaches everywhere from all different packs. It's hard to keep up. You're not sharing my lamp with you. That's all right. You keep your lamp to yourself. You keep your lamp to yourself. Starcross, I like that. Always makes me think of a... I don't know what Starcross makes me think of, actually. Makes me think of the 80s, 70s or 80s science fiction movie. Coming to a cinema near you. Starcross. With like all this dramatic orchestral music. About a princess and something else that gets kidnapped and you have to rescue her across the stars. Crossing the stars. It's Starcross. Starcross Express. Or a chocolate bar. Like a Star Bar, but a Starcross bar. Coolest name for an English city. What's Starcross? It's not really a city though, is it? The pub. Let's go to the Starcross pub. I hope it's not going to be pitch black by the time I get to the end of the scenario, though. What's the max speed for this train, anyway? I'm guessing it's 90, isn't it? Or can you do 100 in this? Because I'm guessing the Mark 1s you can only go up to, like, what, 90 or 100 on the Mark 1s? So, I don't know. Settlement. Don't know. I don't know what Starcross is. Is it a village or is it a town? Because I know, like, in the UK, things have to be a certain size before they get called a town or whatever. And then cities, a lot of it's all based on their history as well, their past, you know, like in Roman times. Like York and Chichester and Salisbury, all classed as cities in a way, because they've got cathedrals and things. So I don't know. Rated to 100, but good luck getting there. Yeah, I was going to say, Rob, I don't think I was going to get there by Starcross, but anyway, thanks for letting me know. I thought I wasn't sure, but I thought, well, it's probably 100. It probably says it on the side as well, doesn't it, down there? It's probably a little something. Oh, well, maybe not on this one, but on the BR Blue version, there'd be like a little thing. Oh no, maybe it says it down there. Hang on, I shouldn't really do this, but oh. I'm just curious. I think it says it down there, doesn't it? See. Oh, look, Rob, that's naughty. Look, it says 90 there. Right. But anyway, we'll go up to 100 if we can get there. But I know it always has that stuff written somewhere, doesn't it? Naughty 90. Yeah, but we'll see if it even gets there, though. That's the thing. I like that. Is it that German train in Train Sim World? I still don't have it yet. I still need to get it because that's got the same sort of engine in it than this. I'm trying to think which class it is now. I remember when Matt streamed it on TSW earlier last year. And he couldn't remember what train it was, so I just mentioned it in chat, and he's like, "Oh, thanks, okay." But yeah, there's a German loco that has the same engine as this in it. Is it the 218 or something? Something like that. It's like a loco DLC you get for TSW5 anyway. Looks like an 80s, is it 70s, 80s diesel? German. Well, that's good. We just about managed to get to the 75. We got 2 miles left to go. Some of the old HSTs passing by. So yeah, a good start. -6 already. Well, I won't be getting 1,000 points on this one. I know I won't be getting that. But anyway, I don't think I've seen one of these trains working in real life. I think I've seen one static. I'm sure they've probably got one of these at somewhere like York or somewhere. Maybe Didcot I saw one? Can't remember. I remember when I went with Captain Jenks to Didcot, they had a few locos there, but I can't remember which ones they had. But I'm sure I've seen a 52 kind of, but just not actually running. I'm sure one of those museums is going to have it in. Severn Valley have one. I've never been to Severn Valley. Oh yeah, I think I've seen one running, but I've not actually seen one in real life running. Because I think when they had that diesel gala at Bluebell last year or the year before, they had a 52 there then, maybe. Can't remember. Or it might have been the year before, but no, not been to Severn Valley. There's a lot of railways I've not been to. I mean, like, as I said, the local ones, I've been to a couple of those, you know, Bluebell, whatever, Swanage. I'd like to go to North Yorkshire Moors at some point. That would be a nice one to go to. Yeah. Isle of Wight as well. But not for a long time. The Isle of Wight steam rail I went to when I was about, I don't know, it must have been about 40, probably about 40 years ago now. It's the one I'm driving. Alright, okay. That's cool. Yeah. Right, I'm going to stop here where it says HST because basically this is a high-speed train, isn't it? Well, kind of. I mean, you know. I mean, it lets more carriages get on. How late am I now? Oh my god, 1907. I'm going to be even more later now. I'm going to get even more penalised. Oh, this is going to get even worse. This isn't going to get better. This is going to get worse. Oh dear, it could be -200 now. I can see it. What's the damage? Oh wow, it's even worse. -1042. Wow. Egbert, I think you're going to win this one. But then again, this is quite strict. You might get punished for being a few minutes late yourself. You'll have to. Oh. Wow. Anyway. Maybe it'll be a case of trying to beat my score by being as late as possible. Oh dear. Yeah, you better scream away, train. You're going to get me there on time. You're actually scared to play. That'd be fun. It's funny. It's funny because scenarios like this just make me laugh. You know, some people can take these kind of scenarios in two different ways. Some people can kind of get really upset about the scoring and wage crit, whereas for me, I'll just laugh. I'm just think it's funny. I think I remember Captain Jenks playing the career scenario, and it was so late or something was happening that it was just the thousands were just ticking by. You know what's funny though is that I'll look at the scoreboard at the end and they'll have all the familiar names on there with 1,000 points, and I'll be like going, yeah, of course you did. Of course you got 1,000 points. What did you do? F2 and save? Yeah. Oh dear. Right. Anyway, past the boatyard. Maybe I can make some time up on this section here. I mean, at least I'm getting ticks, Egbert. I mean, that's a good thing, isn't it? I'm getting ticks here. Right, next stop is Dawlish. Well, I'm supposed to be there now. Wow, I'm already supposed to be at Dawlish Warren. At Dawlish, I mean. Oh dear, I don't think we're going to get there on time either. If the score gets low enough, the variable will overflow and become positive. Ah, I didn't think of it like that, Tepic, actually. Yeah, if you get minus 9999, it will suddenly like give you a positive number. Maybe that's how all those people with them high scores managed to do it. Yeah, probably. Right. Good to see some of you are still hanging around. Oh dear. Hopefully it's not too bad for you. I mean, it's getting dark in the game a little bit, but hopefully it's not too dark for you. Last thing I want is for you not to see nothing at all. Do you know what? I was trying to work out what you're on about then, Tepic. I just realised. It just came to me. That sounds unlucky, that does. 13. Oh. Hello, everybody. Thanks for watching. You here chilling? They're all popping out now. Right, anyway, we've got to get into Dawlish. I don't know if there's any buffers that we've got to crash into at the end. I mean, not crash into. I'm just trying to think of ways to get my score. You know, if I crash into some buffers, what's that? Minus 9999999 points. Maybe that might take me up to 1,000 again. Yeah, Katie's literally chilling. Oh. The old Dawlish camera's just up here somewhere, isn't it? I think someone's got it from like a window up here somewhere. Can't remember where. Is it one of these windows up here or one of these ones where you see the trains go past on the camera? Somewhere around there. You're in bed, heated under blanket on. That sounds alright. You'd love to live here. Yeah, it'd be interesting when it's windy though. Because I mean, there are a lot of people that like to go down, even where I live, when it's really windy and stormy and it's high tide, they love to go down the beach and take pictures of waves crashing over everything. So I mean, you'd have a field day here, wouldn't you? Watching the trains go by with all the seawater splashing all over them. Breaking them. That'll be you when you get back to... But yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Right, anyway, let's just stop here. Right, so how late are we? 4 minutes late. Oh, I can imagine what's going to be happening here. I daren't look. I like this part here. This is really nice. I like this. Always like a bit of water feature, me. Can imagine, you know, what it looks like in here, but I can kind of imagine kind of what it looks like in reality. Well, in my head I can imagine. Hopefully that image is not spoiled by the reality. You know, loads of rubbish bins, loads of rubbish and weeds and chopping trolleys and everything. I doubt it here though. But oh, 982. That's well, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Chocolate River, yeah, exactly, Tepic. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. I don't look it up on Google in case it ends up being a bit like when you reminisce about an 8-bit game. You think about it in your head and you go, oh, yes. I used to love that game. Oh, the graphics and that. And then you look at a picture of it now and you go, oh my God, did I really play that? So, yeah, maybe it's best not to look at that in reality. Right. To be honest, though, I've been past here a couple of times. But each time I've come through it, I've always sat looking this way because I want to look at the sea and the wall, but I've never looked that direction. And I should have done, really. But never mind. Right, off we go again. 2030, that sounds a bit like a time machine, isn't it, really? Also goes for X's. Well, let's not go there, shall we? Right. Yeah, well. Some great flats with roof terraces. Hmm. I don't know what time this. Oh, it's all right. We got about another. Well, I was going to say 11 minutes left, but of course I've got to add on my lateness, so it'll be about another 5 minutes on that. So it's about another 15 minutes left of this scenario, I suppose. So hopefully it won't get too dark in that 15 minutes. It is pulling a lot of coaches though, as well. I think this has got 10 coaches behind it, I think. It's a good job by I didn't go outside now. I probably would have spadded. Well, not spadded, but you know, had emergency brake. But yeah, there is a lot of career scenarios I've not done. It's like that with some of the American stuff as well, you know, the American routes. Not really done many career scenarios. Or steam engine ones. I think I'm going to get the same. I think I'm literally going to get more or less the same punishment now every time I stop at a station, because I'm more or less always like 4 minutes late every time. I think I'm 5 minutes late now. Am I? No, 3. Oh, I don't know, 5. We'll see. We'll see what we get punished with this time. 900 minus 900 last time. What's it going to be this time? Oh my gosh, 1,700. Ah. Right then, what's next? Newton Abbot. It's a bit high. You'll be at my record soon. Yeah, I can't remember what my highest minus number was. I know it was pretty crazy. You'd think I'd written it down, wouldn't you, so I could remember? But I think it was pretty crazy. Yeah, I think, you know, as long as if you drive all right and don't mess about at the beginning with the doors at Exeter, I think you've got a good chance here, Egbert, to be honest. You have a good chance with this one. As I said, it's called the Chocolate and Cream. There is 252 career scenarios for Riviera Line. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah. That's part of the fun though, isn't it, really? All the houses. If you kind of forget about the score part of it, I mean, at the moment I'm only focusing on the score because I'm thinking about Egbert playing it just for laugh. But sometimes if you just forget about the fact that there's points there and you just sort of take the scenario in for what it is, sometimes they're not too bad. You know, you're driving along, stopping at all the stations. There's quite a lot of other trains coming by, and you just sort of like, you know, don't worry about the score part of it. I mean, sometimes, like what happened earlier, some of the career scenarios are also standard ones, aren't they? So you can play them without all the rows of the points, or do what other people do as well. You know, I think some of my viewers, they get fed up with the points on scenarios, so there's that option in the options somewhere where you can turn off the points and all that sort of stuff. So, as I said, I just find it quite funny sometimes. You know, you can be a minute late and get penalised by 1,000 points or whatever, and then you can be 20 seconds early and you don't get bonus points, you know, to help you get back towards that 1,000 limit or whatever it is. You know, so if you stopped at one station and you lost 300 points and then you got to the next station and you gained half a minute, then you'd go, oh, well, you know, we're going to give you an extra 300 points for getting there a bit early. You know, not super early. If you got there super early, so the game knew you were cheating, but then again, you'd penalise you for speeding anyway, so there's, you know, you can't really do that route anyway. But it'd be good if it sometimes gave back for you being slightly early. and then still limit you to 1,000 or whatever, so you couldn't go over that. But it's gotten very atmospheric as we head west. Yeah, it has. It's just, as I said, it's just that time of day thing again. So like I said, it's got a bit dark. It's a good job I wasn't going all the way to like, you know, Paynton, because otherwise it would have probably been pitch black by the time we got to Paynton. Oh, you mean the one in the sat points in TSW5? Yeah, that's all right. Anyway, we're coming up to Newton Abbot in a minute. London to Penzance next. Yeah. I don't think I've got Western Main Lines installed, so I can't do that anyway. And some of you do remember when I did play a scenario. There's that one scenario on there, which is it the 50, where you go from Penzance all the way to Paddington, isn't it? It's like 4 or 5 hours or whatever it is. I remember doing that one. I remember Captain Jenks, he did a steam railway scenario once where he went, I don't know if it was London all the way down, but I know he started somewhere and then he kept running out of water or nearly running out of water, and then he was panicking because he was trying to get the water tanker to work properly, so I think he got somewhere, and then he parked next to the water tanker and he kept pressing the button to like refill, and he couldn't, and it wouldn't work, and he was getting stressed. Because he was like, oh, I need to refill the water, and he was getting really like panicky. So like we were winding him up about moonshine and stuff. You might installed it, but I always got bored before you leave Cornwall. Oh, you mean because of the all the bendies and speed limits and stuff? Yeah. Right, anyway, Newton Abbot coming up to. Yeah, one reason I haven't installed Western Main Lines is because it's quite big. Again. You haven't played that route. What, Western Main Lines? Yeah, you can buy like extensions and stuff, so you get Western Main Lines, which covers one part, and then there's all these extension bits you get as well. I think you can get it all in one bundle as well. It's the same with Midland Main Line. You can, you know, it's been out a while now, so they do like a big bundle where you can get all the bits for it in one go at like a set price, rather than doing it that way. But Western Main Lines is used in quite a few freeware routes as well, so you'll find there's quite a few freeware routes that people have done which needs like Western Main Lines for some of the requirements, because they use a lot of assets from it and stuff. Has AP stuff for scenarios. Yeah, I think with Just Trains though, I don't know if with Western Main Lines, but I know with their more recent stuff they have it so that if you've got Kuju, they do default scenarios with just default things too. So you'll find that there'll be an AP scenario, but then I haven't got it installed, so I can't confirm, but I know sometimes they do it so you can go through and then they'll have like in brackets default next to it, so you can then they might have like a 166 or an HST from the Kuju stuff that you can try instead. But a lot of the Just Train stuff does that, especially when you buy the stuff from their site, because obviously if you get the Steam versions, and obviously everything's all Steam things anyway, but you can't get the whole thing in one go if you get it from Steam. You have to get it in the sections only, and they're sort of standalone sections, which is not a good thing. But I know with Midland Main Line and some of the later other stuff they brought out, they started doing it, which I thought was a good thing. So they'd have a whole load of scenarios which are for AP stuff, and then they'd have the same scenarios but label it default. Nicely done. Forget the fact relator at the stop marker. Was it? What was he? Oh yeah. Well, kind of, almost. Minus 4,286. Yeah, we were probably, I don't know how many minutes late it was. But as I said, I think it was just when I was messing about with the doors at the beginning. I think if I redid that, if I was a bit of a stickler, I could have said, oh, that's not good. That I could have just restarted and then just done it differently. But it is what it is. I mean, I'll probably play this one again another time in the future. And then see if I can better my score by playing it properly. I'll have to see how Egbert gets on. I mean, if Egbert gets 1,000 points, I might have to play it again. Anyway, that was the last scenario for today. I'm just waiting for it to finish. Yeah, I might have to cut this bit out. That's the thing about when it's a live video and not edited. You see, if it was edited, I could just instantly go to the next screen. Like, oh, look at that! Thanks for streaming. No worries, Rob. Oh, look at all these names on here. Let's see. Look, Flying Scotsman. What did I tell you? Look, F2 and save. What a surprise. Red Sly 69. Irascible got 990. Oh, Irascible did well. Even Jenks, he got 962. Nel Sam 984. And then you got SDH and Brum, and of course there's quite a few others on here, but I guess it's just because there's, yeah. Fortunately, you can't scroll down and see what other names are on there. A score to beat. Yeah. But yeah, Irascible 990. That's quite good. See, that's something to go for. Irascible. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the score would be if I hadn't had that mess up. But I won't play the scenario now anyway. And if you want to give it a go, Egbert, then feel free. As I said, it's called 52 Chocolate and Cream. There is a few on there. But anyway, let's go back to the main screen. Right, I'm going to say goodbye, everybody. Thanks for watching the streams today. For those that watched the TSW5 stream this morning. Morning stroke lunchtime. And then watch this one's today. Thanks for watching. As I said, I don't know when I'll be streaming again. It might be tomorrow, who knows. But yeah, I'll see you all in another stream. It could be ETS2 next. It could be ATS, don't know. It could be Train Sim again, who knows. But yeah, I'll see you all later. Thanks everyone for popping in, and hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you all again very soon somewhere, either in my stream or in other people's streams. So take care of yourselves. Bye for now, everybody.
Trains, trucks to parachute planes. Let's see where we drift to. Buffers in reverse, road signs wrecked. It's CK Sim gaming time. Driving trains, trucks to parachute planes. Let's see where we drift to. Buffers in reverse, road signs wrecked. It's CK Sim gaming time. Trains, gaining the stations, forgetting to stop. Driving through red lights, bad buffer stops. It's time for CK Sim Gaming. CK Sim Gaming. forgetting to stop. Driving through red lights, bad buffer stops.